Hey y'all, welcome back to Chatting with Coach Amy. Today I am with one of my sweet blooms, Amber. Amber, tell him hello. Hello. And she's going to share her story. She
Yeah,
is, she is. She's a little nervous, I think.
terrified.
Don't be terrified. I just want to say I'm super proud of you for being here, but
Thank
even more for the work that you've put into yourself.
thank
Makes me want
you.
to cry
You're making me want to cry.
a lot. Um, for I have asked you, I think I've asked you 3 times to do this. And finally, I think during a live on Blooms, I was like, "You're gonna be on a podcast, right?" And she finally agreed. And so this is probably a little coercion, but but you are here, and I'm so glad because I know that so many women are going to be inspired by you. You've inspired me. You just haven't, I'm sure you've had mistakes and you've made mess ups and you've gone off, I don't know, but you get back on. It's just, and that's that mentality that we're going next year into, that all in mentality of not all or nothing,
Mhm.
all in. No matter what, I'm still staying true to my goals. I might make a mistake. God, I got me teared up. I might make a mistake. I might decide to have an off plan something, but next fueling, I'm right back on. And that is one of the main foundations of THM that I think so many people disregard or ignore, maybe. Well, same thing, I guess. And I will say I have been guilty of being so 100%, 100%, 100%.
Mhm.
And so, but it is what I needed at that time, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of the plan, is to get yourself together and clean it up. But I
Yeah.
think there are spots that there's space for us to do things that are maybe
Hmm.
not really beneficial, you know. So
Yes. There's
so
definitely
excited.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell
All right.
us your story. Tell us your story.
So, I'll start with saying I'm doing this because I love you, and I'm so grateful to you for just what you've been in part of this health journey for me. So, I wouldn't do it for any other reason. So, I'm a big
Wow. Well, thank you.
So I was like, good golly, she's asked me plenty of times. I need to just do it. Because I just am so grateful for this group and for you and your leadership and just all the things. So I'll start with kind of who I am. I'm Amber. Amber Newman is my name, and I live in Arkansas. And I'm 39. I'm about to be 40 next year. So I'm excited to start 40 and
I'm
just
an old lady compared to you.
you're not old. Oh my goodness, no.
That's
Um,
funny.
yeah. So I live in Arkansas, so Darlene's nearer to me.
Yeah.
But I am a speech therapist. That's my job, to talk to people, which is funny because I hate talking. But the Lord, he has a sense of humor like that.
He does.
So anyways, I'm married to my husband, Matt, and we don't have any children. We kind of got married a little later in our lives and kind of made that decision that we didn't feel like the Lord was leading us there. So, but we do have 3 fur babies
Oh,
that we treat like children and are ridiculous about them.
well, tell me about them. What kind are
Okay,
they? How old? And tell me their names.
okay. So we have 2 Great Pyrenees. Our first one is Chewy, and he is 9. He just turned 9, and he was my very first dog ever.
Wow.
And we got him 6 years ago, when right after we got married. So we loved him so much, we adopted a baby Pyrenees puppy, and her name is Penny, and
Oh,
she's
cute.
4, and she is ridiculous, and we love her. Um, and then we just got in February a little puppy, and his name is Harry Potter,
Aw.
Pawter.
Oh my gosh.
But he came named like that, but we didn't change it because we're big fans.
So
So,
cute.
anyways, he's a Shih Tzu poodle, so he's
Okay.
about this big, but he runs this house. So,
I
um,
love it.
and the Pyrenees just go with it.
And they're
But
big dogs. Pyrenees
oh
they're
yeah,
huge.
like they're like they come up to
Yeah.
like your face and
Yeah.
stuff. So, yeah, and Penny sleeps with me at night, and
Wow.
Chewy is a good dog and does not do that. But he's 140 pounds. She's 120 pounds, so she's a little smaller.
Yes.
But yes, there are babies, and they're outside right now because they would ruin this podcast.
Yes, they're barking, I'm sure. That
Yes,
weird
yes,
girl talking to their mama.
yeah, yeah. They're like, "Who's this? What are you doing? Why are you not living on me?" But anyway, so all that said, I'm a big fan of Southern. So
Thank
the other
you.
day in the kitchen when he was making his little appearance, I was like, "Oh!" And he's a
Yeah,
big guy too.
he is.
But anyways, there are babies. I have been overweight my entire life. Even as a kid, food was just kind of a comfort. And I was a pretty shy gal, so food was my friend too. And anytime life was hard, I turned to that. And so I was thinking about my weight loss now. Like I'm at the lowest weight I've ever been as an adult. I think
Wow.
like fifth grade, I was in the 180s, and right now I'm like 193. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah, so I don't know this body. Like I still don't recognize myself. It's weird. Um, I remember when I was around middle school, those are hard years, with body image and stuff, and
Absolutely.
I wanted to get healthier. So we went to like a little nutritionist in town, and she gave me a few suggestions, and I remember instead of losing weight with the changes, I had gained weight. And that was when I crossed over into 300 pounds. And that was about eighth grade. So I've been,
Oh my good gracious. Do you not, how tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Wow.
I mean, I'm tall, but not tall enough for that.
Sure.
Um, So anyways, I just continued on. I never really gave it a chance after that. I kind of felt like I failed. And that's kind of where I've lived my life, is just this fear of failure. So I never really believed I could do it. And so it's been a journey. Then right about when I turned 30, I just kind of felt like something needed to change. Life was hard. It was just hard to do my job. I was working with kids 5 and under at that point. And so a lot of in the floor, a lot of running, a lot of play. And I was like, I can't keep this up. Like, I'm not going to be okay. And just, having back pain, I'd have to be off work for a week because my back went out, stuff like that.
Wow. At
So
30.
yeah, at 30. And I think I just didn't realize that at the time. Now looking back, I'm like, oh my goodness, I was 30. And like your
Right.
reactions to it, I'm like, oh,
Right.
it was just my life. I didn't know anything else.
Right.
But I knew I had a bad addiction to Coke. I drank Coke for every single beverage. Like I probably drank at least 8 to 10 Cokes a day, like full sugar Cokes.
My stars.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And at one point in my 20s, briefly, I gave like Weight Watchers a try when I had like a free month or something. And I kept spending all my points on Cokes, and I couldn't eat, and I was starving, and it was miserable. And I was like, I didn't even make it like a week on it because I was like, I can't.
Wow.
But the addiction was bad.
Sure.
Coke is very like addicting. So when I was 30, it was right about the time people were doing Plexus and stuff. And I had heard that those Plexus drinks helped with the cravings with the Coke, which now I know, it's all about the gut and the sugar and all that.
Yep. Yep.
So, but it was a stepping stone. And I used Plexus there for a little bit, and I got off the Cokes. I had never not been drinking at least a Diet Coke. And
I bet you had like so much money.
yeah, well, I was spending on Plexus.
Well, I say you changed it over.
Right, exactly. They trick you that way.
That's
But
funny.
I'd say like, don't tell the Plexus people this. But anyways, I am grateful for that part of
Absolutely.
Plexus. It was just part of it. So the first 3 months, I lost like 50 pounds just in not drinking Cokes. I didn't change anything else.
Wow.
So, that was encouraging. And then I kind of switched over to Weight Watchers. I did points Weight Watchers, did that for about a year, and I lost, I think, about 100 pounds on that.
Good gracious. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and it was good. And this is where I learned about THM. But what I learned is I was just taking everything I used to eat and just eating less. And so
Mm.
I didn't change what I was eating. It was just the quantities and the
To
amount.
fit in the point system.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I didn't really have any instructions on what I should be eating. I was just like, well, I'm just gonna see what I can fit into these numbers. And so then I finally got to a point I was like, I need to change what I'm eating. Like I need to be eating better because I was like starving myself during the day so that I could eat dinner at night, because I needed that many points because as you lose points. So I was trying to, just survive. But so I posted on Facebook, I said, does anybody know of a nutritionist that I could speak to that, maybe could guide me on how to eat better? Because I come from a family that does not cook. My parents, they would buy us like the cheeseburger macaronis and
Yep.
the frozen
Hamburger
dinner.
helper. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you stirred it with a spoon, that was home cooking. So
Right.
my mom wasn't a big cook, and I've been trying to teach her some stuff, but
Oh.
so kitchen was intimidating to me.
Do not show her today's live in the kitchen with the candy man.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Pull it.
Great. I would have been crying.
Thanks.
But and that's one thing that this group has given me. Just watching you cook, I think gives me like kind of the story in my mind. This is how you do this.
Hey, did you see my list that I did for this week?
Yes, yes.
Girl,
Helped.
it
Yes.
helped me. I about last night I was talking to Wes about the changes and blooms that I'm doing, this little bitty things, you've probably noticed them.
Hmm.
And I said, and oh my gosh, I did this order of prep, how I'm going to do this. I said, and I can tell you exactly what I did. Do. I said, I couldn't have told you that the last couple of weeks, but I did
Yeah.
it ahead of time, wrote it out for y'all, did it that way, and I was able to give it back to him. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Sorry to
great.
interrupt. I just got
You're
excited about that.
good. I'm excited for you. Like that is a huge help for all of
And
us.
there's been a lot of people saying, prep the way you do it is wonderful. It makes sense, but it's so overwhelming.
Mm.
But having this order of what you're going to do, like where I can read it with my eyeballs,
Yes. Yes.
perfect. And I'm like, yes,
Yes. It
leveled
eases
up.
that mental load. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
good.
But anyway, so when I posted that, a girl that I went to elementary school with, we were the two girls that were bigger there at school. So I know she's been on some weight loss journeys as
Yeah.
well. She messaged me privately. She goes, have you heard of Trim Healthy Mama? I hadn't heard of it at all. And she said, that might be something you look into to help you. And so I checked it out from the library. And I knew I had a short amount of time to read it, and I am not a reader. I want to be a reader, but I'm not a reader. I think I just get too distracted.
Yeah.
But I took that big book. I mean, it's not that original book, but the one with the
The
plan, all
plan.
like 400 pages or something. I read that in a weekend. And
Wow.
I was just like, oh my gosh, like it all made sense. Like I got what they were saying, but I was like, how am I ever gonna put this all into practice?
Implement. Right.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a lot of things. And I talked to a friend later about it, and she was like, oh, I've heard of that plan. It has a high learning curve. And I was like, well, that's a good way to explain it to somebody that, is just reading that for the first time. But, once you break it down, it's really not that
Yeah.
bad. Which is another reason that Buds was amazing. Like
Thank
you broke that down to something that I felt like I could do when I was overwhelmed, you said no, and you're like took my face, and you're like it's okay, like
you.
do this, like,
Yeah.
and so that was another thing I appreciated about Blooms or Buds. But anyways, so I tried Trim Healthy Mama on my own, and the same thing everybody else does. You get in the big ass rut, and you don't really do it right. You're just eating the things that you should, but not necessarily at the time. And
Not
in
working it. Yeah.
yeah, in the right way. Like I think we all just focus on what you can eat and not the rest of it. Like we forget
Yeah.
all the rest of it.
Sure.
And so I did it a little bit. Didn't really. I probably did like maybe a month. Like lost about 10 pounds. And then I was like, this is too hard because again, kitchen not my thing. And there's a lot of prepping and making
Yeah.
things. You just buy a lot of stuff.
Right.
You can, but some, but not all of it if you want to keep eating what you want to eat, kind of and
Right.
stuff like that. But so, anyways, I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of bounced around for a while there, not really doing anything, or tried some like fasting, tried some um, calorie counting and stuff like that. And then so my husband, when we got married, he was 479 pounds. He won't mind me saying that. Um, yes, and so he's been
He's
overweight as
not anymore.
yeah, not anymore. He's tiny. But he's the reason that I found you. So, well, kind of, sort of. But so he just didn't feel like he knew what to do. His health was bad. A little bit before all this, he had to have 3 stents put in his heart. He had a 90-something% blockage in his widowmaker.
Amber.
Yeah, we didn't even know. We were just like, he just felt like he was having a little like shortness of breath and
And they're
didn't think
like,
it was,
bruh.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Had diagnosing the congestive heart failure, diabetes, and I mean, he's not even 50 at this point. He's got what else does he have? High blood pressure. Blood pressure is like consistently 200 and something over 100 something. And like maxed out on meds, can't get it down kind of thing. He's barely holding on. So he's like, I have got to do something like now. And
Now,
so
right.
we did the weight loss surgery for him. He had
Okay.
the gastric sleeve
Okay.
is what we did. Our insurance wouldn't pay for it. So we paid out of pocket. We got a loan. We were like,
Wow.
it's worth it. Like,
Save his life.
yeah, I mean, I can make a payment to save his life. That's fine.
That's right.
So we did. And because we didn't go through insurance, he got to do it quicker because they make you jump through a lot of hoops.
Sure.
So I think that was a blessing because he
Yeah.
needed it really fast. So that was like in April of 2023. And so I was like, well, I can't just keep eating donuts. Well, he can't have that because
Sure.
he'll come off all his diabetes meds and he's got to basically control it mostly by his diet. I mean, I think they would supplement if they needed to, but
Sure.
that's kind of the point. So I was like, I've got to change what I'm doing. And I knew I needed help. And so I don't know how I came across you, but I did. The Lord put you in my path.
He's good at that, sending
Yeah.
people to see me and me to people. He sure is.
And like I never watched any of your videos. I know that's terrible, but like I just don't
You
watch.
didn't know who in the world you're getting yourself associated with.
I had never even heard your voice before the first night of bed. And then when I heard you talk, I was like, oh my goodness, she's precious. Because when I went to speech school, we had a lot of folks from Mississippi come to our
Really?
grad school. A lot of them from like Cleveland, because they went to what's the one with the fight in Oprah?
Delta State.
Yeah, yeah. They were all from Delta State. They didn't have a grad program, so they would come to our grad program. And they all talk just like you.
They do.
Because I say own instead of on. And I just love that when I heard you say that. I was like, oh, this is familiar. This is great.
I love it. Well, good.
But yeah, so
And apparently you loved me because you're still here. So
yes. So I'm
Oh
I'm
my
one
God.
of the buds that's more of a lurker. So
Yes.
I mean, this program's for everybody. You don't have to be the one that does all the things and that does all the lives and talks and answers all the things, though those people are needed too. Because I know
You're a replay girl.
I am.
I know. I
Yes.
actually there was at one point I didn't see you say hashtag replay.
Mhm.
And I was like, where's she at? But I just missed it because you're on it.
Yes, I watch them every week. I haven't
do?
missed them, but
know
I
you
just the time doesn't work for me, so I just watch them later. And I also like that you can't call on me, so
I
it's a
did
bonus.
once.
Huh?
I did once.
You did. Yeah, you called me out. But anyways, yes. So then I joined Buds, and I think when I started Buds, I was losing like 10 pounds a month. Like it was just like coming off. And it just clicked because you kind of just had these like formulas that work well in my mind. Like you were like, you need a protein, you need a freshie, and you need either a fat or a carb. And I was like, I can plug those in. That's
That's it.
easy. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Amen. Gold
And
star.
well, thank you. I did learn. Um, but I copied what you did because I'm a girl that can eat the same thing over 500 million times. And I'm still eating cucumbers and mini peppers every day because they're easy. And that's what I need. I can't worry about making all these different dishes and stuff. I can make a couple things and eat them. And for the most part, like I mostly eat Trim Healthy Mama, and my husband will eat some of it. It just, he can't eat certain things because of
Yeah,
how it
right,
builds him
because of
up and
surgery.
stuff.
Right,
But, I'm
right,
teaching him prioritize protein and get
right.
those freshies in, and he's done great. In case anybody cares, he's lost about, oh golly, what's he lost about? Almost 200 pounds. I think
Yeah,
he's like in the 290s. So
yeah.
he's done really well.
I mean, I seen his picture, and when you said almost 500 pounds, I was like, not no more. He's not, because I saw his
Yeah.
picture.
Yes. And I mean, his life has changed
Please
dramatically.
tell him I'm so proud of him. That's
Oh, I'll tell him.
incredible, incredible,
Yeah.
and what a gift as a wife that you gave him. Because I mean, you know how many people I work with, and while this was this way, there's a lot of men like what you did for your husband. There's a lot of men who pretty much refuse to do that for their wives.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart. I'm like, can I please speak to your husband? Because, and I've even told one, I was like, tell him that the money that you're spending on me is being wasted because he's not supporting you. I went that far,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I felt like I could. But that is such a gift what you gave to
Oh,
him. And
yeah.
I'm so glad that I had a part of that. That's
And he's my biggest cheerleader. And
I'm sure.
it's funny, like, when he first had the surgery, and he won't mind me saying this, but like everybody was like, wow, wow, you look great. You look great. Cause it just happened so fast. Like his weight
Sure.
just went. But like these last like 3 months, I think the way my body has lost the weight, it's been way more noticeable. And now people are like, you look great, Matt, but Amber, oh my gosh. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ah.
My
Like,
turn. Step aside.
yeah, yeah. And he's like, she's done this all on her own. Like, and I had surgical help, and he said she deserves the praise.
Oh,
And
that's so
so,
sweet.
he's precious. But yeah, I joined Buds, and I've never looked back. And honestly, you're big on setting goals, and my personality is just like, I don't set goals. I'm terrible. It's just I don't know if I'm just not motivated. I think I have this fear of failure. So if I don't set the
Yep.
goal, then I
Yep.
can't fail.
Yep.
But I really did at the very beginning, like when I turned 30, which I'm about to turn 40, so it's been a 10-year journey here. I said 200 pounds because that was just an easy number to pick. So I started at 369. And so about 169 is kind of what I'm saying is my goal. And I am, what am I, 24 pounds from that? And I like cannot believe that. Like I never thought I'd get here. Like
Amazing.
never. And I've never been this light. I think I said that earlier. It's just really weird, and I don't know what to do with myself. So, but
Wake up every day and you're like, is this real?
yeah. And it's this week even I had this realization, like my parents are beyond wonderful, like have been the best parents ever, and go above and beyond, and they were there for me, when I was big and couldn't hardly do things, and they would do a lot of stuff for me, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Like my mom always came and helped me decorate for Christmas because I couldn't do it by
Yeah.
myself. And I kind of, I guess I convinced myself that we did that because it's a tradition. But then this year I was like, wait, I think it was because I couldn't. Because this year I didn't need her help, and I just did it on my own because it just didn't work out for us to do it together. And then the other day she asked me, like she's getting older, she's in her 60s, and she was trying to put up the outside lights on her house. And she was like, I did them all backwards, and I had to take them all down.
Oh
And,
shoot. Yep, I've done that.
and she said
Yep.
it took her an hour to do that. And she
Yeah.
doesn't have a big house. And I was like, let me come over and see if I could help. And even just being willing to do that, I don't know who I am, but not that I don't want to help her, but I just never think I can do physical things. And I got there and we did it in 10 minutes. I was just like
Oh
up
my
and
gosh.
down on the little ladder.
Yeah.
And it was
So I'm certain. I mean, do you deal with that body dysmorphia? Like you still see yourself
oh,
as,
yeah.
yeah.
100%. Like I have to, I keep taking like pictures, and probably people in our group get tired of my pictures.
No, I
Like,
was fixing to say you haven't sent me one in a minute. Okay.
okay.
We need a new one.
I posted one just on the non-scale victory. I don't know if you
Oh,
looked at it.
Thursday. Okay. I will go
Yeah,
look. I
'cause
haven't looked at those yet.
I talked about my Christmas shirt that I bought, and it wouldn't go over my boobs. And I was like, it's
Yep.
just gonna be a cardigan. And then the next year after Buds, I could
Yep.
button it. And this year, like I look like a child swimming in her mom's clothes.
I
I
love
was
it.
like, this is so weird.
I love
Like
it.
it's bizarre, but yeah, I don't recognize myself, and I don't realize how different I look.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel like I'm obsessed with myself, but it's just weird because I'm just trying to figure it out. But yeah, and so the Christmas light thing, it was just a whole role reversal. Like I felt like I could help her,
That's
and
so
because
good.
I was in a better place. And that's part of it. Like, I want to be able to care for my parents, and care for, Matt if he needs it, or anybody else, and to be in a better spot so they're not having to care for me anymore. But just what a blessing that is, just to be in a different role there.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Ah.
And so I give stickers for weight loss. We're not
Mm.
all about weight loss over here, but when people are losing, like old Amber, they get milestone stickers. And
Yeah,
she's my first one to get 100 pounds down with
yeah.
my coaching.
I think when you mentioned that, I was like, really? Like, I couldn't believe that
Yeah,
that was me. Like, I am never that person. I'm never the first. I'm never the
there's
one.
a lot that have been close and have not gotten there, which
I
is
mean, it is what it
unfortunate.
is.
It is what it is, but you did it.
Yeah, that was so exciting. That made me
Yep.
feel really special. And um, though I like to hide, I also like to be seen.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you
Yeah. I'm
brought
just
me there.
forcing you into the spotlight.
You are. It's good for me. It's good for me. So I
Oh, you
just did
deserve it.
my first order from your little shop, and I got this.
Oh my word.
Yes, because I
You
love
bought
it.
one?
It is so ridiculous, and I
It
love
is
it.
so ridiculous.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
glad you love it.
And so this morning, even like my husband, I was making him drink some greens because he needs digestion,
Yes.
and he's like, "That last sip is so terrible," and I just pointed to the cup. And he was like, "Ugh." And the other day, I said something, and he was like, "Cup,"
I love
and
it.
I was like, "No."
That is so funny. I
But
cannot
yeah,
believe you got one of those stickers. Hilarious.
I'm probably the only one that bought it, but I loved
You
it.
probably are. I think I gave one away for a prize and she probably threw it in the trash can. That's probably the only ones that are out there. But people might know
Um,
now that they've seen you have them.
well,
But
maybe.
I agree, they are 100. It's 100% ridiculous, but it is
Yeah,
pretty cool at the
it's
same
a
time.
great reminder. Like, just, you can do it. So,
Yeah.
because I
We
need people to
remind
believe in me,
ourselves.
and I don't believe in myself. So, and that's what Blooms is all about.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm gonna say, I'm a shy person, but this group has taught me so much about how we need each other.
Mhm.
I didn't like I'm terrible, but I balked a little bit at your breakthrough groups. I was like, I don't want to make friends. Like, you know, I'm good. I can do this. I've got Coach Amy. I can watch other people talk to each other, and I'm good.
Yeah.
And then I just had trouble like talking to him on the little Mighty Networks, but old Liesel, she got us
Bella?
a Marco Polo, and I was scared to do it, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's great. And those girls are just amazing. I've got Mama Beth, I've got Liesel, I've got, oh gosh, I'm gonna miss people, but Charity and Cara and is it Melissa? Yes, yes. And they are just precious, and they have been wonderful, and they are praying about this podcast for me because they know that I didn't want to do it. But they
Yeah.
down, and Lisa was like, well, this is what she does, and this is how it goes, and but they've been just wonderful support that I didn't think I needed, but the Lord has taught me I need them. I need people, and we need each other, and that it's a good thing. So
Oh,
even if you
that's so
don't want
good.
it, He forces it on you, and it's good. So.
So good. Oh, I'm so glad you shared that. Mm, mm. Do you mind saying what size clothing you were in?
Oh yeah. So oh gosh, I was getting to like the tippy top of Lane Bryant. So, that was another reason I needed to lose weight. So I was in like the biggest size they had, which was like 26, 28. I was starting to get to where I was having to buy 5X shirts. And so now I the last pair of pants I bought was like a size 14. So that's a bunch down. And then the shirt, I think I've ordered some large shirts. Then no X in there.
Oh,
And
X.
I don't know about that life where there's not an X. Like it's just so weird. And like a lot of times I'll get clothes. Like I went to a yard sale of a friend's, not thinking I could wear those clothes, but I was like, I'm gonna get them and they're gonna be my goal clothes. And I got home and I tried them all on and they were big. And I was like, this is crazy. Like,
Wow.
and my mom has been giving me clothes when I used to give her clothes when they were too small for me. And so it's just, it's so weird.
I love
It's so
it.
weird.
I'm so happy
But
for
yeah,
you. So good.
well, thank you.
That's so
Yeah,
good.
yes.
What
But I
else do
think,
you want to share with us?
oh, I was just gonna say too, like the thing that keeps me motivated is not how I look.
Mm,
And that was something that I thought mattered, but
right.
it's been the how I feel. So,
Mhm.
you said I am not 100% on plan all the time. Because I get some real FOMO about stuff sometimes. And it's not sweets, it's bread for me. Bread
Yeah.
and pizza. I miss those things so bad. And but every time I eat them, I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like Dookie. Like, why did I do this? And
Yeah.
that's what keeps me going
Yep.
because I feel better when I eat better. And also just the weight loss and the overall, like, you know, just feeling better because you don't weigh 300 pounds.
Right. Yeah. Taking the pressure off your body. Right.
Yes, yes, and I've started like walking too. That's another thing. I didn't do any exercise until like 6 months ago. Like that was all just weight loss from food. And so I started walking just to try to get some more like movement in. And I get at least 10 to 15,000 steps a day. Just a lot of that is my job, but that has really helped me feel like I can do anything. Like we went to New York a few weeks ago. I know you're going, and it was easy peasy for me and Matt, which was crazy. We walked up to the crown of the Statue of Liberty, which was like hundreds of stairs. I can't even remember. And we did it. Like we could have never done that like a year ago, even. So it's just been the life that we've been given back,
Yeah.
both Matt and me, um, is just it's wonderful. And I think we're gonna be in better health going into he just turned 50, and then I'll turn 40. So I think in our 40s and 50s, we're gonna
For
be in
sure. I mean, like you have aged backwards, number
yeah,
one,
yeah.
backwards. And like you have um lengthened your lifespan so
Hmm.
much. And yes, it's not all about weight loss, but when yours was as far as it was and you start losing and getting healthier, when women, especially our waist circumference, the larger it is, that raises your risk for disease and cancer and other things exponentially. And so
Hmm.
you have brought that down, which reduces your risk considerably. So you
Wow.
have literally changed your life one meal at a time.
Yeah, and that's what it's been. And I think I've just gotten like uh, just overwhelmed before. I don't know what it's been about blooms and buds, but maybe just the every day you asking me where you on plan. Like I am like an honest person, so I would never answer that untruthfully. Like even that just little question that
Yeah.
keeps me on plan because I'm like, I'm gonna have to tell her and she's gonna have to know and she's gonna be disappointed in me, even though she probably does not check everybody's. But the Lord sees me and he knows.
That's right. Well, and
But
too, last year keeping promises to yourself, like
yes,
that is
yes,
for real. That is for
yes.
real.
Yeah, and just that daily consistency, even if, you do veer a little bit, just getting right back on and right back on and just keep doing it. And, I remember the things you say about, sometimes you don't want to eat the chicken and you don't want to eat the freshies, but just do it anyways. Just keep doing it
Yep.
and it'll be good. Like you don't have to love every meal that you eat.
Right.
Um, but yeah, and I didn't say this too, but I was on 3 blood pressure medicines
Wow.
because around like I guess it was around 31 or 32, I had started having really high blood pressure, and that was really the only thing that I had experienced health wise significantly from my weight. Um, but they were real worried about me. My mom had bypass at 32. And so they thought that there was something wrong, but it ended up just being blood pressure. But I'm only on one of those blood pressures now. And
Good job
I am trying my best to
on
get off of
that.
it. His last appointment, I was like, can I get off? Can I get off? And she's like, well, let's wait a little longer.
Yeah.
I think I know it's coming, so I'm hoping that
So
it goes
good.
soon. So yeah.
What was your favorite part about y'all's New York trip?
We did a carriage ride in Central Park. It was magic.
I bet.
And a friend of mine told me it was worth every penny, and she was so right. It was just, it was like right about sunset, so it was a little kind of
That was
fuzzy
so
looking.
sweet. Yeah.
And, we were there just sitting and we heard the horse and you saw all the places that you
Mhm.
had seen in movies, and it was just beautiful. It was fall, so, the
Yeah.
trees were changing. Oh, it was beautiful. That was my favorite.
That's so
But I
sweet.
loved every bit of it. I can't wait to go back. So,
So good. You want to go with us?
sure. Yeah.
Come on. I have a
Yeah.
few family members that might be mad if you go with us, but
Yes, we
Wes's
had a
mama was like, I would have went with y'all, and I'm like, I can barely handle 5 people. I don't know that I can manage 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people on a trip. I ain't no
oh
way.
yeah.
Whew,
Yeah.
Lord,
A
no thanks.
lot on a trip in New York. Because it's
Yep.
very fast.
Very
When
fast, very, very full. And then
Mhm.
you have to think about like if you go to a restaurant and you got 50, 11
Mm,
people, just oh my gosh, no. Mm-mm.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
5 is enough.
Well, I hope you have a great time.
Oh, thanks. Me too. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
Nothing I can think
It's
of.
so good.
Oh, thank you.
You did a great job. And I hope people have heard your words
Mhm.
that it is one meal at a time, every day, over and over, consistency.
Mhm.
That's how you've gotten here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
And
haven't given up no matter what. You probably had some really crappy days,
oh
but
yeah.
you just did it.
Yeah, and days where I doubted it, I'm like, does this really work? Can I keep
Yeah.
doing this my entire life? But it,
You've proven it to yourself that you
yeah,
can.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. The last month I've lost 6 pounds in a month, and I'm really close to goal weight. Like,
Yeah.
I, it's just,
Do you have crossovers a lot?
yes,
Mhm.
I think those help.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I've started incorporating them in, and I was like, oh, I'm losing. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
So.
Are yours though, are they the wise ones like I talk about, not all the piled up stuff?
Oh, yeah, yeah, it'll just be like, add some cheese to an email or something. I'm a
Yeah.
cheese girl, sorry. Um, I can't do that dairy free stuff. That is a whole other level up, that's like levels for me.
Us Hashimoto's people just want to go to you.
I mean, if I'm on death's doorbed, okay. But till then, I
I'll
won't
think
have my cheese.
about it.
Huh?
I'll think about it, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, just, like, minimal stuff, it's not
Yeah. You're probably so with an E, you're just adding a little bit of fat. That's good.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That's not what most people's crossovers are.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Well,
all good. Awesome. Awesome.
yeah,
Well, I'm super proud of you and I can't wait to see when is your birthday?
February 1st.
February 1st.
Yeah, yeah,
We're gonna get there. It's gonna be a
yes,
big celebration.
yeah. I mean, oh, but I'll be going into 40 much better than I was 30. So,
For sure. I love my 40s. I do. I just want to share that with you. It's
oh, listen, I'm aging into my personality. I'm about 80 years old on the inside. So I don't have any qualms about getting older.
oh, that is so funny. You crack me up. Oh
Can
my gosh.
embrace my
Well,
grandma.
you're so relaxed and now it's time to go.
I just take a while to warm up to people.
That's okay. Well, you did great. Thank you so much.
Well,
You
thank
want to
you
tell
for
them bye?
asking.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.